A great master once said, "What shall a man be profited if he shall gain the whole world and forfeit his life?" This is one of the most common basic concepts found in various cultures throughout the world and throughout past history. The American Indian says that those who are attached to their senses and to the world live in ignorance, that they are consumed by the snakes of their own illusions. So the most important thing in life is to add to oneself in a positive way. In the Orient, they say that the most important thing in life is to perceive things accurately, and this can only be done by those who elevate their level of awareness. Socrates said that the unexamined life was not worth living. Modern-day psychologists tell us that the most important thing that people can do in their lives is to find themselves and add to themselves in a positive way, and if they don't do this, they have lost the meaning of life. And because people have not been trained to add to themselves, the biggest loss in the world is the loss of the human potential. So the wisest men throughout history have told us that the major goal in life, the way to be successful with life, is to understand ourselves and increase our human potential so we will find the deeper meaning to life. And in order to understand ourselves, be successful with life, and develop our full human potential, we must understand how our basic values and beliefs determine our quality of life. Then we can continually add to ourselves and get the most out of life. Each of us are forced to interact with life in various ways. We are forced to make choices and decisions in order to handle our problems, stress, conflicts, and everyday activities. But as we interact with life, we also have to deal with values, such as arrogance, tolerance, jealousy, generosity, greed, and kindness. So as we interact with life, we are also involved with values, and these values help to determine our quality of life. And as we interact with life, we also form beliefs, and these beliefs will determine what we do, how we do it, and how we react to each situation. So beliefs also help determine our quality of life. So at each moment, we must deal with values and beliefs. Our life is built with values and beliefs that we use, and this is our human equation. Because values times our beliefs will equal our quality of life. Your human equation is the values and beliefs that you use. You see and hear according to your values and beliefs. The way you experience and interact with life is determined by the values and beliefs that you use in your human equation. This is why one person will remain calm while another becomes very nervous in the same situation. You are always creating a new self from an old self as you use different values and beliefs. You are continually redesigning your way of life and your quality of being because you are always combining old values and beliefs with new ones. And as this happens, you change your quality of life, your character, and your personality. And as you acquire new values and beliefs, you automatically change your relationship with life. So values and beliefs determine your view of the world. Your human equation forms a framework for your reality. A compassionate, generous, kind person experiences life with these values and beliefs. An angered, jealous individual experiences life with these negative values and beliefs. So you experience life with the values and beliefs that you add to yourself. This is why it's so important to understand your human equation, because your future relationship with life, your future reality, is determined by the way you change your human equation. The first part of the equation deals with values. So let's find out how we use values and how they affect our quality of life. When we perform a physical movement, gravity is involved. It doesn't make any difference if we are aware of gravity or not. We are still involved with gravity. The way we think affects our emotions, nerves, and body chemistry. It doesn't make any difference if we are aware of what we are doing. We are still altering our body with the way that we think. Everyone is always using values. It doesn't make any difference if they are aware of what they are doing or not. They are still using values all of the time. People often think that values are old-fashioned and that they can be avoided. but everyone is always using and developing a personal value system. We are always molding and reshaping negative and positive values. Now let's see how values work in our human equation. If we use negative values in our human equation, such as greed, envy, jealousy, and egotism, then we will be irritated, anxious, and upset. Negative feelings will automatically be cultivated, so negative feelings will feel perfectly natural and right for us. We will react to life in a negative way and feel justified with our actions and behavior. With negative values, we are interacting with life ineffectively because envy, jealousy, arrogance, revenge, resentment, and anger cause worry, anxiety, sorrow, nervousness, tension, and irrational conduct. These negative qualities lead to false interpretations and incorrect judgments. A negative frame of reference is misleading, so we will make major philosophical mistakes and we will be unaware of them. Because of this, life is perplexing and full of surprise failures. So when negative values become the driving force that directs our actions, we will be out of harmony with ongoing events and we will hurt ourselves in a mental, emotional, and physical way. With negative values, patience and thoughtfulness are reduced. We are less able to adapt to change because we are easily upset and frustrated. People will become defensive when we use destructive, critical judgments, so opportunities are lost. Success is traded for failure. Whatever we are is reflected back to us. Many people live their lives in anger, nervousness, and depression, never realizing that they have steadily molded themselves into these conditions. Unconsciously, they are living with negative, unproductive values. Instead of building a deeper insight and affirming life, they alienate themselves, and their intuition and awareness decrease. They see life in a negative, artificial way, a distorted way, so they keep mentally and emotionally unbalanced. So watch out for negative values because they will ruin your vision. They will also ruin your health and relationships with people. Now let's examine positive values. If we use positive values in our human equation, such as kindness, modesty, discretion, respect, equanimity, and empathy, then good judgment and even-mindedness are then cultivated. We will see with insight, we will see more accurately. With positive values, ideal behavior traits are developed. Moods do not fluctuate uncontrollably. Emotions remain calm and stable. There is a harmonious quality of being. Courage, psychological endurance, perseverance, firmness, and strength of mind are cultivated. There is a strong sense of self-reliance when handling personal problems. With positive values, personal opinion does not waver because of pressure or threat. Life is faced unhampered by doubt or hesitation. Anxiety and resentment disappear. A general optimism occurs. You stay relaxed and have the ability to adapt and respond to changing circumstances. Fear is also eliminated as discretion and empathy increase. Many people think that positive values weaken one's psychological strengths. But who could be more courageous or fearless than Jesus, Socrates, or Gandhi? Those who are benevolent, who use positive values in their human equation, endure in every situation because they are not overwhelmed by misfortune. And when you use positive values, your human potential in character and inner growth is without limit, because courage is without limit. Personal strength is without limit. Perseverance, insight, and the human spirit to achieve perfection is without limit. Your human potential is without limit. So you can reach a point where you are not bothered by stress, problems, or threats of any kind ever again if you use positive values. Many people try to be noticed and find glory, respect, and strength in sarcasm, egotism, and acting tough. But this way of being is very limiting and self-destructive. Real strength and power come from simplicity, honesty, discretion, and respect. Everyone is constantly changing and relearning each value concept. Let's take one value concept, the concept of love, and see how we are automatically relearning and changing this value concept throughout our lives. A child's concept of love is limited because he only loves himself, then his mother. Then at the age of 7 or 8, he would love things such as candy or the television. Then at the age of 14, he would love his favorite hobbies and have girlfriends. Then with time, his concept of love would become more complicated. For example, on graduation night, he might be happy because he is graduating and also be sad because he will not be with all of his school friends ever again. Then he leaves school and has a wide variety of living experiences, and because of all his living experiences, he is still relearning love. Love is always expanding and taking a new and different meaning. So he always has a different definition, a different perspective of love. What's important is the way that he is associating love with his life and the way that he is associating love with reality, because he can become more loving toward himself and life, or he can become less loving toward himself and toward life. Love, like all of the other values, has many dimensions, and to understand love better, we must seek to relearn it and mold it in a more classical way so we can elevate our level of understanding love. Love at a lower level of understanding is mere desire. At a higher level, it represents the spirit of respect, honor, truth, and sacrifice. Love is ethically ineffective until it has been properly molded. Generosity, kindness, benevolence, honor, and loyalty are unimportant, useless, and uninteresting values until they have been used and expanded for a certain length of time. Before anyone can feel and see the power and effectiveness of tolerance, generosity, respect, and trust, they must use and become these concepts. And once they become these concepts, they are rewarded in many ways. For example, those who use and expand positive values will gradually get to observe the morality and unity of things. Their way of life will be safeguarded because they will be protected by the wisdom of their own actions. They will act wisely because they have expanded themselves into a higher quality of being. They will have peace of mind, better health, and feel inspired. Being truthful, ethical, tolerant, and honorable might seem dull and boring, but these concepts are extremely exciting and fun. It's like playing the piano, painting, or meditation. It takes time and practice to really be able to enjoy these things. You have to earn the ability to enjoy playing the piano. You have to earn the right to enjoy classical music. You have to earn the right to enjoy ethical behavior. You have to earn the right to enjoy the emotional feelings that are cultivated with tolerance, respect, kindness, and empathy. It takes time and practice before you are able to experience bliss and rapture. You have to earn the right to see the unity of things, to really love life, and see with insight. And this right is earned by using and expanding positive values. Those who use and expand negative values will be deceived because they will believe that dishonesty, self-glorification, inhumane principles, and cruelty are ways to be successful. So they will limit their capacity to love and to see with insight. Their actions will be unwise, and they will live in a losing way. When negative values such as envy, jealousy, resentment, and arrogance are used and expanded, an individual moves in a negative direction with their feelings and beliefs. Being truthful and ethical would seem ridiculous and self-defeating. Ethical behavior would be funny. So the way that we mold and expand our values determines our relationship with life. And this will affect our feelings and the way that we view the world. Someone who expands and develops envy, egotism, and jealousy will feel and see extremely differently than someone who practices using and expanding the concepts of benevolence, kindness, and honesty. We don't just add to our problems with negative values, we multiply our problems with negative values, because we multiply our fears and anxieties. And we don't just add to our effectiveness with life with positive values, we multiply our effectiveness with life with positive values because we multiply our love and enthusiasm. In our human equation, Our values are multiplied by our beliefs to give us a quality of life. The brain is an organ to be controlled and trained, to be conditioned so that it may see with clarity and balance. Learn to observe your own thinking habits and observe the values and beliefs that you are using. Take charge of your life by reinforcing yourself with the best values and condition your thinking habits in an ethical way. The last thing that people do is to question their own thinking and seek to improve their values and beliefs. But this should be the thing that they do most often, because this is the way that they can really be successful. If you want to really understand life and see better, if you really want to see with insight, and see the true nature of things so that life will be more harmonious and fun, then you must first add to your human equation in a positive way. Only by adding to your equation in a positive fashion can you eventually understand the deeper meaning to life and neutralize stress and problems. Each person sees and feels exactly the way they should because of the values that they have given themselves. So remember that values equal your quality of insight, and clarity of vision comes from positive values, not from negative ones.